Keep everything in plastic.
I love to hear the network too that has occurred within the adult mentors. It's terrific to see over the years' time. Our next recipient has spent the past 15 years working with children, first as a computer lab manager with the Lawndale Christian Development Corporation. He helped to bridge the digital divide there with young people. He then joined the staff of the Young Men's Educational Network, serving as their director of mentoring for 5 years before taking a position at North Lawndale College Prep High School. And there he served as the Dean of Restorative Justice and helped to create the Peace Warriors organization there. Last year, he returned to the Young Men's Educational Network, a leadership role as the Executive Director of Operations, and he also serves on the leadership team of the Crucible Project. That's a support group that helps shape and guide men to become greater fathers and father figures in their homes and also in their communities. Will you please welcome our next recipient and award winner, Mr. Marcus Thorne. Marcus.
My goodness. So you all should be a little bit nervous. So I am nervous, totally similar to what you shared, but you should be nervous because my heart is full. And I sometimes speak at my church, and so I have a preacher's mentality at times. And so
Keep it brief.
Mike knows exactly where I'm going with this. I have remarks that I have prepared, but there are a couple of things that I want to share even before I get started with this. I've wanted to be a father since I was 17 or 18 years old. And in some ways, almost more than I wanted to be anything else. I remember having that conversation with my mom. I pulled her aside in our dining room and said, "Mom, yes, son, I think I want to be a dad." And she looked at me and without a second's hesitation, "Boy, you can't even raise yourself. How you going to raise somebody else's kids or your own children? You need to go get that degree first, and then maybe you can think about some other things down the line." But I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful to be standing here. So when I received the call that I had been selected for Father of the Year, I had two immediate emotions. The first one was an astonished honor. I couldn't believe it, and I'm still pinching myself. The second emotion was confusion. Is this title a blessing or a curse? I have 4 biological children and 1 son that we welcome into our home through white men. And of my 4 children who are still in the nest, my oldest is 13 and my youngest is 2. They have seen me at my very best and at my very worst. They've seen me patient and proud. They've also seen me pouting and pitiful. Who in the very near future might see me in one of my not so good moments and say, "I thought you were supposed to be Father of the Year." These are the kinds of people who weaponize high expectations and praise. Or what if my children, drunk with the wine of the world, forget God? Surely I have learned by now that children have their own minds and that those minds are not always obedient. Can I be considered Father of the Year without my children having decided who they want to be? By God's grace, I'll have children in my home until I'm at least 60. That gives me at least 16 years to screw things up. So when I got that call, I told my family that I was being celebrated for a touchdown, and I felt that I hadn't even made it to the 50-yard line. So you see, 2 emotions. I'm very proud. I'm very humbled. Do I deserve this honor? Can I live into this? I have a pretty open relationship with my 13-year-old Maya. Maya, wave you. And she heard me questioning whether or not this award should have been given to me. She asked me emphatically, "Why would you ask that question? Dad, you've been a father to so many children. You and Mommy took Angelo in. We can hardly go anywhere in the neighborhood without running into someone you've mentored. Of course you deserve it." I told her I hadn't thought of it that way. I've had the privilege of serving youth since I was in my youth, for over 20 years. And to be able to do so now, the Young Men's Educational Network is amazing. At Y Men, we're on a mission of developing leaders, helping youth grow in faith and in character, develop a love for learning, and become great by serving others. I truly love what I do. And what an honor to be honored with the name of Ricky Birdsong, who spent so much of his life pouring into young people as a coach. There are few callings greater than pouring your life into the life of another. I have the privilege of doing it every day, and I thank all of the people who help support my Y Men and make our work possible. Of course, one of those supporters is Toby Aiden, a father who shares this honor with me today. So I'm glad my 13-year-old helped me reframe this honor. And Maya, if I deserve it, there are a lot of people who deserve it with me. I won't try to name them all, but permit me to name a few. Richard Townsend taught me the invaluable lesson of having high support and high expectations for children. My elder when I was in Boston, Edmund Henry, taught me how to love Jesus and love his word. My godfather, James Holliday, taught me how to think for myself. He was the first black Republican I'd ever met. My former pastor, Frederick Gray, who taught me how to nurture the gifts of others. Dwight Knight, the man who discipled me, he showed me how to make and take godly risks. Mike Trout, my brother from another mother, he taught me that the love of a father can extend well beyond your own biological children. My brother Travis Thorne reminds me all the time of what a great father looks like. And my wonderful father, Zebedee Thorne Jr., is an exemplar of faithfulness. My father has taught me that fatherhood is far from over when your children leave home. It is my distinct pleasure to also thank my beautiful wife, Nicole. Nicole, I don't know how I'd ever do any of this without you. I'm a better man for having married you. And that's the thought I want to leave with you. I've been told that I'm a good man, but I'm not the best man. Yet I strive each day to do my best and become better. And maybe that's all we can ask from ourselves as fathers, that we do our best and become better. Angelo, Maya, Naomi, Marcus, and Nicholas, I promise to continue giving you my best. You guys are worth my best. And not only are my children worth it, every child deserves to have a father do his best. So to all of the listening fathers, let's get better. Fathers, let's do our best. Thank you.
They don't take this away either. So your blessing and curse, you know.
Yeah.
If anyone ever questions it, you just, if it means everything, you just go catch it.
I got it. It's fine.
Congratulations. You know, let's give I just got to say, I mean, from Marcus, Toby, Anton, Destiny, Pastor B, Zachary Smith, thank you very much. All of you, congratulations. It's been a great day. I want to welcome IFI's secretary and really the man responsible for IFI's essay contest, Mr. Stan Bobowski, to share some closing comments for you.
All right. On a yearly basis, on this past year's basis.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alan. I want to share one or two notes about the essay contest for 2018. First of all, this is also the kickoff for the 2019 essay contest, and I have some exciting news to share about that. But just to point out again, Alan mentioned the large number of submissions from both De La Salle and Bridgeport Catholic. I would like to have the two key people at those facilities, at those schools, stand up. Carrie Contreras from De La Salle and Lillian Buckley from Bridgeport Catholic. Not only did they have the top 5 numbers, 812 from De La Salle and 206 from Bridgeport, Alan mentioned there were 2 each in the 12 finalists. So think about the percentages of that. 2 out of 4,000 from each of your schools. That's quite great. And in terms of the semifinalists, De La Salle had 42 out of the 156, and Bridgeport had 10 out of the 156. So given even the number of submissions, you're way above the ratio of winners. Thank you. The other key, besides the great participation of the schools, to the success of the Illinois Fatherhood Essay Contest is the reading centers, the volunteer reading centers, the hundreds of people that have been involved helping us select and judge the essays. A great portion of that is done via the companies and corporations in the area, and we have some represented here today as well. Allstate is one of our key reading centers, and Ben Hooper is here with us from Allstate. Another, Stan. I saw David Cohen from the Chicago Union League here as well, but did he slip out?
He had to step out.
He had to go. So thank to David and the other volunteers as well. Now, since they're hot off the presses, a little word about the 2019 essay contest. They're ready to be distributed, but we are going to enhance the essay contest this year. It's going to go digital. I'm not the best person to be up here to explain going digital. And Kenya Brooks Jones is one of our board advisors, and she's taken it on the bull by the horns, and she is halfway through the process, and we will be allowing all of the schools to participate on a digital basis, which I guess makes things a lot easier. There's not a lot of hard copy going around, and we'll be able to, hopefully, it's optional. You'll be able to go digital, or you'll be able to go old hard copy. And we should figure out a way to judge those similarly and accordingly and equally. So that's happening. And the other thing that's new about the contest is we've sort of expanded the theme or the option, and children may now write about, besides their father, besides their uncles, father figures, besides their grandfather, or besides their stepfathers, they may also just write an essay about what a father means to me. So that should allow us to include every child in every classroom and to be able to have them get in on an equal basis with the kids that have dads at home. So that's the highlights. I have hard copy for our schools that are here, but they're going to get more refined, and they'll have the option of the digital process as well. I think I'm going to turn it back over to our president.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it, Stan. I do have just a couple more people. Thank you, Stan, for all you do with the essay contest. Great. Just a couple things to wrap with, too. We have a couple other folks we'd like to recognize in the audience as well. We have Paul McConville, our IFI treasurer. Paul, would you stand? Thank you for being a board member with us. We have Alex Roseborough, board of advisor, with us as well. And we have a phenomenal man, 92 years young, a former Tuskegee Airman in our presence, Mr. Lonnie York. today. I hope you had a great time. I hope you were inspired. We heard some phenomenal stories today. There is a lot of opportunity for you to continue to help us, whether with your time, with your wallets, whatever. www.forefathers.org. We would love to have your participation. Come see me afterwards if there are some things you'd like to participate in, things you'd like to do. We would love to have your time and your effort. Thank you all for all you do. Thank you, Alan.
Envelopes are right around the corner.